Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another episode of Ask Fish, the series that's getting alarmingly close to actually fulfilling the promise of being weekly, where I answer your questions on Discord. Don't forget to join our server if you got a question for a future episode, a link in the description. So, things are calming down, right? Nope, things are not calming down, including in the world of guitar and gear, and you guys had questions. So smack a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it. That helps flatter the very strong and very smart YouTube algorithm. So dropping a like actually helps the channel out more than you might realize. And with that, let's jump into your questions. Clang to Clang asks, thoughts on the new Mike Stringer Aristides? Yeah, so I've been hearing rumors about this through the grapevine for a few months now. It was kind of teased at NAMM. Recently, Mike Stringer's pretty much only been using his Aristides guitars live, and now it's been finally officially confirmed. Mike Stringer of Spiritbox has not just a new signature model, but an entire signature series with Aristides. That's incredible. I'm pretty sure this is his first ever signature project with any guitar brand, which goes to show just how quickly Spiritbox have been just blowing up. Well deserved. The new album is sick too, so you love to see it. Alright, so here's what Aristides is saying about it. In 2015, we first got in touch with Mike Stringer. He immediately blew us away with both his talent and personality, and shortly after received his first 060 and 070. I think that's how you read those out loud. Or is it 060 and 070? I remember for the short that I put together for Andrew Baina's Aristides, I purposefully left the model name out of the script so I wouldn't have to figure out how to say it out loud. And this is what happens when you don't do the work up front, but we move. Over the past 10 years, Mike has become a vital part of Aristides, not just by showcasing our instruments around the world, but also through his involvement with R&D. In R&D, begging your pardon, helping us push boundaries and shape the guitars we build today. Today, we're extremely proud to announce the Aristides Mike Stringer STX collection, our very first artist collaboration series. So it's both their firsts. That's cute. The STX will be available in 6/7 string straight scale and 6/7/8 string multi-scale, fully customizable to your wishes and needs. We've poured our hearts and souls into this over the past year, and we couldn't be happier with the results. And I mean, dude, that's awesome. You've got like the serious blacked out one, and then the almost happy vintage inspired one. They have every right to be proud of these results. I guess these are Mike Stringer's personal prototypes. I love that blue one especially. It's like the opposite of the hey there fellow kids meme. But yeah, besides his recent Jackson phase, Mike Stringer has been heavily involved with Aristides for a long time, not just as an artist, but apparently behind the scenes with R&D as well. The Aristides Mike Stringer STX collection consists of 5 Aristides models designed in collaboration with Mike Stringer. They feature all of our hardware, electronics, and finish options when ordering, like all other Aristides guitars, and are available in raw or painted finishes. The STX's body shape is much more than a new aesthetic choice. The iconic offset shape is ergonomic and helps keep your body in the correct position while both sitting and standing for reduced strain and increased playability on the fretboard. This provided a perfect platform for combining Mike's needs as a progressive, versatile player with our own research, development, and modern refinements. And quick background, if you haven't heard of Aristides before, they're a guitar brand from the Netherlands that have been blown up, especially in the modern metal scene too, actually. Because while the rest of us Neanderthals are carving shapes out of trees and then smacking the various pieces of wood together like we've been doing for centuries, Aristides uses a high-tech molding process, so the body, the neck, the headstock, the entire guitar is basically a one-piece exoskeleton with an Arium core, a proprietary material they claim mimics the exact resonance of the best wooden guitars. Then the fingerboards are made of Richlite, recycled paper soaked in phenolic resin that's then heat-treated. The result comes out feeling like, in my experience, flawless ebony. And especially my friends in touring bands love Aristides guitars because with no wood or any other naturally occurring materials, they're super consistent, super stable. The neck doesn't move with temperature humidity changes like a wood neck does. Anyways, now that we're on the same page, back to the STX collection. Okay, so STX is like the modern metal offset version of Les Paul, in a way, I guess, because together they've essentially designed a signature shape. And Aristides guitars are generally built to order, individually configured by each customer. So you're kind of the last part of this collaborative process, is a nice way to think about it. You know what? Let's actually see what the options are. Let's actually use the configurator to see if we can build something stupidly sick. Our first thing we need to decide, standard scale or multi-scale. In the public's interest, for the greater good, let's try to build the most outrageous one. Let's do 8-string, why not? Raw or painted? Let's check out what Raw has first. So they've got the finish example over here. So if I change it to, I don't know, seafoam? That's cool. They give you an actual build example of what each color looks like. Here's what an 8-string multi-scale ever-tuned Aristides in seafoam green looks like. Amazing. They have a lot of colors actually. Let's see what shell pink looks like. A lot of Charvel inspiration there, I like it. Dark teal, what about purple? Whoa. That color combo is awesome. All right, so I think I get what they mean by raw now. I guess what they're doing is injecting the color as they're doing the molding process, so it comes out looking like this and you get that textured feel. That's cool. All right, let's see what we can do for painted now. God, there's so many options here too. All right, let's just see what each looks like. So solid satin. I think for this 8-string multiscale, it only makes sense to go for something vintage inspired, right? Like laser lemon satin. Dark blue, blood wine, bronze pearl. Huh. Okay. That's a contender. That is a hot girl summer pink for sure. Okay, then solid gloss. White gloss, red metallic gloss, maybe? Candy apple red-esque. You know, usually I'm not into red guitars, but I do not hate that at all. Just like I do not hate at all the sponsor of today's video, Zbiotics. And they're one of my favorite sponsors ever, because listen, maybe you're someone who enjoys a few drinks on occasion. Honestly, I do too, but maybe you don't always enjoy the next morning. So here's where Zbiotics comes in. Their pre-alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic designed by PhD scientists to combat those rough mornings after drinking. See, when your body processes alcohol, it creates a highly toxic byproduct in your gut, and it's this toxic byproduct, not dehydration, that's highly responsible for why you might not feel awesome the next day. And Zbiotics pre-alcohol produces an enzyme that specifically targets and breaks this toxic byproduct down, essentially turning your gut into an extra liver. Shiv and I have done a scientifically significant amount of responsible product testing with Zbiotics. Weddings, birthdays, concerts, Atlanta United matches, anytime drinks may be involved, just one of these at the beginning of your night, or, you know, whenever required. Listen, it's absolutely no one's fault Liverpool Football Club play in England and time differences are a thing. Anyways, speaking from experience, make pre-alcohol your first drink, stay hydrated, pace yourself, and wake up good to go like yourself instead of wasting the day in recovery. So if you're ready to see why so many people trust Zbiotics for fun nights without giving up the next day, Zbiotics are giving you guys 15% off your first order and free shipping. Just click my special link in the description. It's also in the pinned comment. Just don't forget to use that exclusive link to snag the discount. There's a 100% money back guarantee, so trying it out is kind of a no-brainer, which is how you might feel the next morning without Zbiotics. And of course, using that link helps support the channel by letting them know that I sent you. And while you're checking out the power of science, let's get back to guitars. Okay, what is marble satin? Kind of reminds me of like when you've got wet paint and you accidentally drop a roll of paper towels on it, which I realize is an unusually specific reference to make towards this finish. Nothing happened, we move. Yeah, okay. Maybe a different color, rose gold chameleon marble burst? Okay, next one, then marble gloss. What about purple? Dark teal marble gloss? I mean, the marble finishes are unique, just not for me. Chameleon satin, which is probably iridescent, different colors in different light. Purple red chameleon satin. That's cool. What about blue green? Whoa. Okay, not quite vintage, but I'm gonna keep that one in mind. Then you've got chameleon gloss. Let's try purple green. Oh, very Ibanez-y. Sparkle finishes, now we're talking. Whoa, Arctic Sunset is a crazy sparkle. It's almost iridescent and sparkly. The burnt chrome metal parts too, that's outrageous. Whoever configured this one, well done. Aqua green sparkle's always a good one. That's just an insane finish for a metal guitar, I love it. Purple sparkle, oh my god, what a color. Even out the headstock, the gold hardware and the burst. All right, I'm gonna keep this one in mind too. What's galactic sparkle? Is that rainbow sparkles on black? It is, and it's very, very nice. And we gotta check out Pink Sparkle, obviously. Oh my god. I shouldn't have looked at Pink Sparkle. I don't know what I was expecting, but holy fuck, that is a pink guitar. That's even more hot girl summer. That is one of the most insane metal guitar looks I have ever seen. Perfection. No notes. And lastly, metal finishes. Worn steel. Okay, so like that industrial vibe. Something about this looks very bizarre. Let's try another one. Bronze oxidized. Ooh. It's like a shipwreck. Somehow, the metal finishes are less metal than the Pink Sparkle. Okay, I'm going for that full vintage vibe, so raw shell pink it is. Light or black? Let's go with black. Blue or green? Blue. Inlays, I mean, if we wanted to stay vintage correct, we'd do face dots, but that's gonna look really, really dumb on the massive 8-string fingerboard. Can we do blocks like on Mike's blue one? No, not an option. Well then. Okay, so mother of pearl or no, color matching epoxy. Hip shot fixed is standard. Nah. Multi-scale Evertune, baby. Hunter in editing here, and I just realized I completely glossed over the crazy multi-scale Evertune, which is currently an Aristides exclusive feature. Evertune themselves don't even make them, at least not yet. So Aristides took it upon themselves to create their own custom angled enclosure to fit Evertune saddles in a staggered formation. So that's the reason that right now you'll only see multi-scale Evertunes on Aristides guitars. Anyways, back to the video. Let's do dome, let's do custom colored pickguard. Dome knobs, let's do black pickguard, or I kind of want like black anodized, you know, so it's still very clearly vintage inspired from the looks, but it's got that little modern twist. For pickups, we have EMGs, Fluence Moderns, Fluence Abasi, Lundgren M, Lundgren Black Heavens, and Bare Knuckle. I like Bare Knuckle. Control layout, vintagey 5-way blade. I mean, if you're gonna suggest a kill switch, we gotta put a kill switch. I love what Richard ZK did with his latest signature, where he hid a black arcade kill switch in the black pickguard, like this big ass kill switch hidden in plain sight that doesn't kill the vintage vibe. Oh no! I guess the fact that nothing was updating as I was selecting options should have been a sign, but I totally thought that it would be like other configurators where you'd see like a mock-up at the end. I just got carried away with ideas, didn't even notice. All right, fuck it. Give me a second. I'm gonna do some quick and dirty Photoshop bullshit.
A few moments later.
All right. I should not have done that, because now I really want it. So it seems to me like they've got all these options listed in the configurator, but more often than not, there's that custom option at the bottom. So it seems that they're pretty much down to do whatever you have in your head, and that's really cool, right? If an artist has a vision, they'll make it a reality. Wallet permitting, obviously. I might have to sell some stuff. Random question if any of you can answer, but realistically, you can get by with just one kidney, right? Like, how badly do you actually need two? Just, you know, out of curiosity. So I have a bit of a confession. When I first heard the rumor Mike Stringer was doing a whole collaborative line with Aristides, part of me was low-key a little bummed, but that was literally only my own fault for getting too emotionally attached to his custom shop relic Evertune Jackson 7-string Surfcasters. But like, dude, can you blame me? They're so fucking cool. And I was so hoping for signature production versions, which looks less likely now. So Mike, if you need a safe place to keep them for the time being, I would be more than happy to help, just saying. But now, look, as cool as a signature model is, an entire collaborative series, that's way cooler. And it's a huge deal for both of them. Honestly, this Aristides STX collection makes so much sense, given their history together and how big an ambassador Mike Stringer's been for him. Dude, in the last, what, 2 years? He's now got a signature Mixwave amp plugin, signature bare knuckle Halcyon pickups, signature Dunlop pick set even, Jazz 3s. Nice. I like the cut of your jib, Michael Stringerson. I don't know why I say things sometimes. Anyways, we move. Again, another indicator of just how rapid Spiritbox's ascension has been. As a fan of the bands, their music, and the modern metal scene in general, you just love to see it. But that is more than enough rambling from me. Here's where I'll throw it to you. What do you think of the new Aristides Mike Stringer STX? You love it? You hate it? Have you actually played an Aristides guitar in real life? Did you like it? Did you miss my tone woods at all? Any and all thoughts? Drop them down below. And speaking of rambling, it seems that 640 million, 92% of viewers have not rambled their butts over to the subscribe button. Amazingly executed segue. So here's your quick reminder to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you're the first to know about new videos. We just hit 220,000 subscribers, which is just unreal. Thank you guys so much. What do you think? Can we hit 250,000, a 250,000 this year? That would be amazing. And now it's time to hear from yet another adoring fan. It's the high praise of the week. 9 hours ago, you can only play power chords. A day ago, power chords can be played on any guitar, not a way to evaluate guitars. 9 days ago, Goofish, power chords only. 7 months ago, more power chords and shaking your head. Also 7 months ago, your playing consists of power chords only. Guess my dude forgot about the channel for 7 months. Hope he's okay. But thank goodness, welcome back, and not a moment too soon. I nearly forgot about power chords while you were gone, but the sheer amount of effort and dedication to come back 7 months later, it shows you really care. Thank you, dude. That's high praise. Now it's time for a quick-fire info dump of gear news and interesting guitar shit. Keep these on your radar. Here we go again. Just recently, Gibson reintroduced the Les Paul Studio, dubbed The One, and now they've dropped the Les Paul Studio Session. That's also The One. Sure, why not? So the Les Paul Studio Session is a new in-between model, same general look and vibe as the new Studio. Comes in Ebony Burst, Cobalt Burst, Bourbon Burst, and Cherry Sunburst with AA figured maple tops like on the current Les Paul standards. Then instead of burst buckers, 57 Classic and Classic Plus pickups, some of my favorites from Gibson, so creamy, and borrowed from the Les Paul Modern, contoured neck heel, ebony fingerboards, and the 4 push-pull control layout for individual coil splits, phase switching, and pure bypass. White fingerboard binding, no compound radius, so I guess it's like the Modern Studio's traditional counterpart. The Les Paul lineup is starting to look a bit bit crowded again with the new studio, the studio session, the modern light, the modern studio. It's a lot. But as a Les Paul fanatic, I do enjoy seeing more classic modern hybrids from Gibson. I swear, the Cobalt one looks familiar though. Then, Fender. Who did this and why? Fender Japan have just released the limited Starmaster, essentially a Japan exclusive parallel universe style hybrid Starcaster headstock on a modified Jazzmaster body with matching two-step bevels, the first time the oversized Dutch clog has appeared on any other Fender shape. Comes in black, candy apple red, Jupiter blue, and Antigua for extra controversy points. Love the complementary two-tone color schemes. Alder bodies, bolt-on modern C maple necks, 9.5-inch radius rosewood fingerboards with 22 medium jumbo frets, bone nuts, and vintage-style hybrid 2 series Jazzmaster pickups. Now, the original Starcaster was a short-lived commercial failure. Understandable, it is just one of the ugliest Fenders of all time. Like, good God. But Starcaster hybrids, like the Fender Japan Starmaster and Tom Delonge's signature, are, still kind of ugly, but like a cool ugly. Couldn't tell you why, but I am so into these lovably bizarre creations. And then, 5 even more highlights from the current Gibson Mod Collection you need to see. The 80s Explorer in purple powder, big James Hetfield in an alternative purple universe vibes. Love it. The Les Paul Standard 60s in Raspberry Blast. Okay, white control knobs on a no pickguard Les Paul is always great, but Gibson, come on. Raspberry? Really? Oh my God. The Les Paul Standard 50s in Extreme Marine Sparkle. That is just a very nice color on a streamlined Les Paul, but Sidewinder P100 stacked humbucker pickup combo and that transparent control cavity cover, very nice. The Les Paul Supreme in Fire Widow Burst, Les Paul Supreme in Widow Aesthetic Wombo Combo, incredible, no notes. And the 1959 Les Paul Standard in Oh My Gold. I have never seen a finished name more appropriate than this. Jesus Christ. Outrageously gaudy or not, I do appreciate the inner outline tribute to the ESP Eclipse and the transparent pickguard though. Those are my opinions, agree, disagree, want to fight about it, but then, this is Schecter's best kept secret. Everyone knows about these Schecter ass looking Schecters, but Schecter Japan is completely different, and most players don't even know they exist. They have their own website, their own social media, their own lineup of mostly super high-end traditionally styled guitars, all built in Japan. What's going on? Well, in 1979, Schecter started building really high-end Fender-based custom guitars out of their original repair shop, and they built a reputation with players like Pete Townsend and Mark Knopfler, and a young luthier named Tom Anderson helped shape their designs, then helped launch Schecter Japan in the early 80s before founding Anderson Guitar Works. Look familiar? Then in 1987, the late Hisatake Shibuya, founder of ESP Guitars, bought Schecter. So it kind of makes sense that, much like ESP US and ESP Japan, Schecter's US and Japan sides kind of do their own things with different guitars for their own respective regions. So while the US went with the abalone and EMGs and affordable imports route, Schecter Japan continued with the original Schecter premium custom shop vibe. That's the highly simplified version. Got a full video breaking down the Schecter Japan story on my channel. Link is in the cards and the description. I fully recommend that as your next stop in your guitar YouTube binge watching session. But that will do it for this week's episode of Ask-A-Fish. Massive shout out to my amazing Patreon supporters. You guys make the channel what it is, so thank you. If you'd like to see your name up there and get bonus extras, consider directly supporting the channel by becoming a patron as well. Super comfortable merch is available. That's another great way to support the channel. And don't forget, you can grab a free IR from my new company Kickass Audio down below too. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I will see you for the next video.